Welcome to another episode of At Home with Eastbrook Homes. My name is Eric Hulkran. On today's episode, we are talking with Amanda Smit. She's an interior designer for Eastbrook Homes, and we are talking about building a home that fits your needs. And as I said, our guest today, Amanda Smit, she is an interior decorator for Eastbrook Homes, and we are going to be talking about designing the ideal, maybe even perfect home. Amanda, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am excellent. So this is my favorite time of year when we're talking about the planning of your dream home. And, economically, we're in an interesting space, but that's kind of why we brought you on, because one of the parts that we don't necessarily dig into enough is just the broad scope of what Eastbrook Homes can do. And, from stem to stern, all of the ways that you can get involved and start building that home. So first, though, I want to talk a little bit about you. Where did you come from? What inspires you? What makes you want to do this work day in and day out? Tell us what excites you about this work.
Yeah, I've known from a young age I've wanted to be an interior designer. I've learned throughout the years what truly motivates me is working with buyers and making their dreams or design aspirations come to life. I love that part of my work. I'm extremely inspired by other designers and what is being done out there, and then also what buyers are bringing to me and just showing me some visuals of what they want their home to look like. So I just love helping out that way.
So for people who have not done this process, Amanda, at what point in the process am I talking to you? I meet up with Eastbrook Homes. We're going to do a project together. When are you and I hanging out?
Yeah. So I always call this the fun part of the build process. So you get to meet with the designers after your structural meeting. So we have broken it into different steps. So you'll meet with your sales team. You'll get scheduled your different appointments based on the selection process that you are that's perfect for you. And then you'll have your structural designer that you work with. And then I meet with you for either 2 design meetings or up to 5 design meetings, just depending on the level of service that you choose.
Awesome. So let's talk about the customization, and if people are trying, we'll do both ends here. If sky is the limit, we'll get to that one in a second. But if the sky is much smaller and I'm living on a budget, but I want to do this with Eastbrook Homes, how should I think about that, and how can I manage my budget to make sure that my dreams match with what Eastbrook can do, and then we walk away together with something that we're like, this was awesome?
Something I love about Eastbrook is we are always designing to meet your budget. And so if you have that number in mind, everyone on our team is working with you to achieve that goal. So being upfront with where you want to be, we can then help guide you on the selections that you're making, but also some of the structural items that you're making to your home. And another part is we have a wide range of home plans. So based on your budget, your salesperson can guide you into what home plan will meet those needs as well.
Now, kind of a follow-up to that, if I have a starting budget, but I intend to grow as a family or grow financially, are there plans that the house can grow with my aspirations?
Definitely. So we have a ton of different plans, but I would say what the most common thing is when you have multiple levels on your home, you can focus on finishing the main level and you can leave the lower level unfinished. So as your family grows, you can then create that extra bedroom, create that rec space or extra office that you need as an option as well.
All right, let's go the other direction. Sky is the limit. What is that process like, and what can I expect if I just walk in, Amanda, and I go, you drive, here's my checkbook, let's do whatever. What would that process be like?
It's pretty incredible. I love seeing all the different ideas that people come up with. Again, I would say it works with the buyer coming to us with some design inspiration, working with the salesperson, then working with the structural team of how to make that happen, and then working with us designers and fine tuning all of that and making that come to life.
So as you and I are talking, we are entering into fall, right? So people are kind of getting in the fall mood. But very soon people will be thinking about New Year's in 2025. And so putting on your crystal ball from a design perspective, any sense of what next year will look like, what, trends we'll be leaning into, and if people are thinking like, man, I think I'm going to buy next year, but I got to figure out what vibe we're doing inside the house. What does next year look like if I had to say, hey, what are the trends for 2025 right now?
Based on trends within the past year, it kind of is the rules are out the window. Seen so many different styles come into the studio, a lot more bold colors, a lot less thinking of, okay, what are people going to think, but really focusing on what people truly want. So I would say we've kind of morphed out of the white cabinets everywhere, the white house, and bringing more color and interest has been pretty popular this past year. And I foresee that happening for next year as well.
So sort of nerdy design question then, when obviously each one of the individual paint colors and then Pantone themselves kind of pick a color of the year. Do you see that driving designers to create or consumers to reach out to designers to figure it out? Like, what do those in design speak, when those colors come out, Behr has their color of the year, Pantone has its color of the year. For you, what impact did that have on you? Or is it kind of a long tail? You won't see it maybe till the following year.
I tend to see that as more of the inspiration, and then it's being inspired out there. And then you typically don't start to see that until the following year or 5 years or so. But we have had lots of homeowners that are pretty trend setters and forward, and some inspiration that they bring to me, and they're on the forefront of that as well. So I do work with people who are like ready for that new step too. So it's all over the board. But eventually we don't tend to see those inspiration colors for a couple of years.
Gotcha. Okay. Last question before I leave you. You're at a dinner party and someone is asking, I don't really love my house. I'm thinking about getting in the market. Why should I go with Eastbrook Homes? Why should I choose you?
I would highly recommend Eastbrook. We do offer a lot of variety, but we've also, at least in the studio, we've done the work ahead of time where we've cut down the selections where it becomes overwhelming. And that has been a really great feedback from people that I work with, that there's a narrower set of choices, but they have been vetted and it makes those decisions a little bit easier. A lot of people love the fact that all the work is done ahead of time. So you're not constantly being asked questions along the building process of decision making. We do all of that ahead of time. So then you can kind of just sit back and relax with that. And we also just have a great team. We're all looking for the mindset to build the house perfect for you, and we're all there for you.
Amanda Smit, thank you for the time. We will talk again soon.